I'm Aoife, and in this brand new travel series, I'm taking you with me on my 6-day solo trip across Egypt. Throughout the series, you'll explore the rich and captivating history of the country, be wowed by its stunning landscapes, and be introduced to some of the nicest, friendliest people I met along the way. This entire trip was one big adventure from start to finish. I have memories to last me a lifetime, and now this country holds a very special place in my heart. That's why I'm so excited to bring you on this journey with me. So if you do like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos from this series, click that subscribe button and let's go and explore Egypt together. So the first day of my trip, I arrived into Cairo at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I got a taxi and went straight to my hotel called the Pyramids Valley. So this hotel was fairly basic, but also really, really affordable, especially with the location being right in front of the pyramids. And it was just ideal to get a few hours sleep and then be all ready for my big tour day the next morning. I'm going to bring you upstairs now to the breakfast area and show you the view from there, because from what I've seen in the photos, it looks absolutely amazing. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Is the view from the restaurant. Great Pyramid of Giza, the Great Sphinx. You can actually see it all from here. Such an incredible view. You can see all the horse and carts as well, going all the way up to the pyramids. So then I headed over to the breakfast buffet to fuel up for the day ahead. It definitely wasn't anything to write home about. However, I was served up this really delicious Egyptian dish. Guys, I just asked the chef what this is. It doesn't look that appealing, but it's so good. But it's Egyptian misa'a, and it is eggplant, onions, potatoes, tomatoes, and garlic, and it is amazing. So because I only had like 12 hours to properly explore Cairo and I really wanted to make the very best out of it, I decided that I was going to book a tour guide to take me around and just show me the very best spots. This is my tour guide, Yossef.
Hello guys.
So I randomly came across Yossef on Instagram when I was researching all about Cairo. So when I sent him a DM about a possible tour, he sent me back this unbelievable itinerary for the day. So I decided to go for it, and he collected me at 10 a.m. in the morning, and our very first stop were the pyramids. So the day I arrived was also the Prophet's birthday, so it was bank holiday in Egypt, so that's why it was so busy in this area. So Yossef decided that we would get a camel ride to a different location and get the very best views of the 6 pyramids of Giza.
Hold tight.
I have never seen so many camels in one place. So is this your like 200th time on the camel?
Yeah, maybe.
Or even more?
The 100th time.
What's his name?
Pepsi.
Pepsi. And what's his name? Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Love it. Yossef was definitely not wrong when he said we were going to see the best view of the pyramids. It was absolutely breathtaking from there. So the 3 biggest pyramids that we see right in front of us were built over a span of 3 generations. The one furthest away from us is the Great Pyramid of Giza and was built for Pharaoh Khufu around 2560 BCE and is the only marvel of the original 7 wonders of the world still intact. The other 2 major pyramids were built for Khufu's son Khafre and his grandson Menkaure, who also became pharaohs later on. And then the 3 smaller pyramids are called the Queen's Pyramids, where Khufu's 3 wives were buried. So I got so lucky on this particular day because it was the launch of the first ever international art exhibition at the pyramids. Nothing like this had ever happened before, so it was so cool to be part of. And it was actually Yossef that was invited as media there, and then I just tagged along with him as his plus.
Contemporary artists are telling us something about our collective past. Since I was 4 years old in school, I have learned about Egypt, about pyramids of the pharaohs, but it is living artists, contemporary artists.
After the presentation, we hopped on a bus and were driven around to see all the different incredible art installations around the pyramids.
The artist is here, Lorenzo Quinn, whoever wants to.
It's probably.
So this amazing event organised by Art to Egypt was to showcase a real mix of Egyptian civilization and contemporary art from some of the boldest and most creative artists from around the world. This was such a special memory from my trip because I had just never really seen the pyramids from this perspective before, so it just made it so much more memorable for me. And I don't really know, is there going to be another art exhibition at the pyramids, but if there is, and if you're in Cairo, I would definitely recommend you going. Guys, just outside the Great Pyramid of Giza, and we're about to go in. So this pyramid took 20,000 workers 20 years to build it, and it was constructed with 2.3 million blocks of stone to an incredible height of 471 feet. So as you can imagine, I felt so small next to it, and it was just so much bigger than I had ever imagined. So after climbing up some steps of the pyramid, we paid 400 Egyptian pounds for the ticket entry, which was a bit pricey, and some people actually had told me not to bother going into the pyramid because there just isn't too much to see in it. But I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I just didn't want to pass up on. Are those sound effects, or is that a baby crying? This is the first ascending tunnel that you go through, and it's super narrow and low, and you literally have to stay bent over for a few minutes until you reach the Great Gallery. Oh my god, so narrow! Oh my god, it's so hot in here.
Not even hot yet.
Oh my god. Woo! Workout done for the day. Oh my god. Woo. That's why we climbed up there. Let's go. So this is the Great Gallery, and it was so much easier to walk up as we just didn't have to bend over. So we walked up about 47 meters, and then once we got to the top, there's a small opening that you duck under, and that's where you enter into the Pharaoh's chamber. So inside the chamber, there really isn't too much to see other than the Pharaoh's huge empty sarcophagus at one end of the room. So people were definitely right when they were like, you're not going to see too much in the pyramid. But for me, it was just the sheer thrill and excitement of being in the Great Pyramid of Giza that was enough for me. No ventilation whatsoever. So our very last stop at the pyramids was the Great Sphinx, the statue with the head of a pharaoh and the body of a lion. The Sphinx is found in both Egyptian and Greek mythology and was seen as a guardian figure and a protector of the pyramids. Oh my god, I've seen this in so many history books throughout the years as a child. The sun going down, the Sphinx, the pyramids in the background, and then this is the last art piece that we needed to see, and it's so cool and so abstract with all of these ancient ruins behind it. But this was like my dream as my 9 or 10-year-old self during a history class in primary school. Always wanted to visit here and finally made it happen.
You don't see that in the pyramid.
No. This guy is smiling mad at me. Casual. Okay, Yossef, what is your favorite thing about Cairo?
It just feels like home. Like I've been living here for all my life, so that feels like home to me. I know there's lots of corruption and it's not really like the super clean city, but
honestly, they're like,
Yeah,
I love my country. They're like, oh my gosh, mashallah, you're going to Cairo.
They say if you drink from the Nile, you're never leaving this country.
Oh, and you've drank from the Nile?
I've drunk
What if I drink from the Nile tonight now?
You'll never leave.
Been like an action-packed day so far, and there's still so much more to do yet.
Only 7 hours of the pyramids.
I don't think anybody's ever spent 7 hours at the pyramids.
Exactly. First time.
Broke world records today. So we traveled across the city from Giza to downtown Cairo, which took around 30 minutes, and that's where we hopped on a boat to do this fabulous sunset tour on the River Nile. Guys, we are on a Felucca, which is a small sailing boat, and this is the River Nile, the longest river in the world, and it's sunset. So this hour-long boat ride was just the most perfect way to chill out after such a busy morning and afternoon at the pyramids. Yossef and I were absolutely wrecked, so we just took this time to completely relax and take in the super impressive skyline as we sail down the river. Just chilling, just
sleeping.
The skyline was honestly just so beautiful. I got to see some of Cairo's grandest hotels and buildings from there, like the Cairo Tower, the Four Seasons and the Sofitel, and it's just definitely an experience you should do if you're in Cairo. So when I told some of the Egyptian kids I teach in school that I was going to Cairo on my holidays, they were like, you need to try kosheri, which is the traditional dish of Egypt. So after our Felucca ride, Yossef brought me to the famous Abu Tarik in downtown Cairo, and not only is it famous for its really good food, but it's also famous because it only serves up one dish, and that dish is kosheri.
No.
And that's how much I dislike the kosheri.
Yeah, apparently.
So now that we are all fueled up and ready to go again, our next stop was Canal Khalili market in the heart of Cairo. So this marketplace is the oldest and largest marketplace in Northern Africa and is one of the most visited places in all of Cairo, with over 3,000 people visiting here every day. So as you can imagine, these streets were so busy and so loud, but they definitely encapsulated this incredible energy. Oh my god, this place is hectic! I love it though. So pretty. So guys, you might recognize this place from Instagram, as this street is probably one of the most photographed streets in the market, with 2 shops on either side of you with hundreds of beautiful lanterns in each of them. So if you are coming here to get some photos and videos and you don't really have any intention of getting a lantern, definitely tip the guys who own the stores, as it's their way of making money and it's just a really nice gesture. And then just as we were leaving the marketplace, we came across lots of people singing and dancing and playing music on the street, and it was just the perfect way to end my very chaotic, tiresome, yet magical and beautiful 12 hours in Cairo. Then it was time for Yossef to drop me off at the bus station so I could hop on my 12-hour sleeper bus to travel across the country to get to Siwa. So guys, if you do want to follow along on my Egyptian journey, be sure to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you next for the best adventure yet in Siwa.